Welcome, everybody, to November 6th Rotary meeting. We're going to start off with the pledge and four-way dog. That's you. Are you ready for the pledge? This is tag belong to anybody. It was left here last week, and I'm not looking over it. It's a long bag. Nobody wants it. Yeah, so I'll put it over on the table, but nobody does recognize it. Oh, okay. Okay, please repeat after me. Last week here. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for the four-way twist, I'm glad I have like the cheap band. That's funny. Even though I think.
That's a little film.
The things we think say first. Is it there to all concerned? Third, will build goodwill and friendship. And fourth, will be beneficial to all concerned.
And fifth will be fun.
And make sure it's fun. I can do I mean. He's that on the bottom. Okay, Debbie and me, it's good you are an inspiration today.
I know. Nice spread.
Good afternoon. I was at an event yesterday in Ashland. It was the Road Community Health annual luncheon and recognition. And Governor Kitzhaber was the keynote speaker, and there was a whole lot of inspiration in that day. And so I have a couple of quotes and messages from that event that I would share with you. The focus of the event was building bridges and creating community. Creating community as a means to better health. And one of the speakers was Amy Horowitz, who started the Women's Health Center at SOC when it was SOC years ago. And she and her co-founder were there and shared their work and things that they've been doing and the importance of music in connecting. So one of the things I would like you to do, because this is what she did, I couldn't quite pull this together, is she had Simon and Garfunkel Bridge Over Troubled Waters playing in the background. At some point, everybody in this breakout session was singing along with Simon. It was a very active moment. Loved it. You guys did fit right in. So that was one thing. Music is a real connector for us. Another was a quote from Jean Knudsen Hoffman, who was a Quaker coexistence worker. And he coined the term compassionate listening, that when we're challenged and we're having different difficulties and differences with people, lean in and have a compassionate listening approach, the ability not only to hear, but to listen to which is other, foreign, distasteful, objectionable, or confusing. So when you feel that, lean into it and try to appreciate it. And then, of course, Dr. Kitzhaber had shared a lot of his perspective of kind of the metrics of the healthcare system, which it was mind-blowing, I don't know, but inspiring. But he really, really pushed us toward thinking about working more closely together. And he shared a quote from John Gardner that we are all faced with a series of great opportunities brilliantly disguised as insoluble problems. We hold that in our heart as we work on these challenging issues that we're taking on. And that to remember the belief or the position that our communities took. And this is the final quote. And Archimedes was quoted many times as saying, "Give me a lever long enough and a place to stand, and I can move the earth." Thank you very much. All right, so do you have any cards left today? 5 cards. So if you haven't had the opportunity to buy a card, Renee's back there, she'll wander around. You can find $1 in your pocket or something. That's always good. I occasionally find us in there. All right, we also have we have a few visiting Rotarians from Friday Club. So we have James and John, so they're here visiting us. Thank you for coming. We have our speaker, but that will be introduced in just a little bit, and then we also have another guest, so Judy, I'm gonna let you introduce. Come on, Brian.
Thank you. This is John Hardis, just stand, this is Margaret Taransky from state of Oregon, economic development. She works in Jackson and Dosing County. We're thrilled to have her here today.
I have an opportunity to live with Marla. She does a lot for our community, so thank you, Marla.
We also have Jamie Cartwright and Dawn Amway from Cartwright's Valley Meat and Taprock Northwest Grill, and you're gonna be learning more about them in a few minutes as they are our programs today.
And I somehow think we're tied up with that really right there behind me as well, just think, I mean, I don't usually have them on the table. So that's great, so now, announcements. And I know we've got a couple of people with announcements, so I'm gonna let them come up here and stand to my right and give some announcements for the day. I don't know, Jeannie, if you're gonna mention Operation Joy, that's just an ongoing one, but if you've got. It's all good, I can just do it here, yeah, so just telling you, if you've got cards sitting around, I get those ones from. You know, all those people that send me these random Christmas cards, so sit down in the evening and write a few notes to people and we'll gather them up and get them out to your homes.
Here, Denise gave me something to read to you about the food bank. She wanted to make sure she could keep you up to date, but she couldn't make it today. So this is quotes. The first word that come to mind during this insanely busy month are kindness and generosity. I wish I could say thank you in person, but I am delivering food barrels. We have tripled the number of barrels out in the community for years past. Since the first of the month, monetary donations total $14,000. This is about half of what we spent last week on food purchases at Sherman's Market. Walk-in food donations were 2,323 pounds. We are purchasing more food this week and supplying emergency food to the Boys and Girls Club, and kids will go with shags every Friday. 2 emergency pantries happened this week, one in Illinois Valley Farm Coalition and one at the GP1CA. We kept for 100 households, 338 people, and 200 showed up, and we prepped for the next Tuesday people. Green Bag update. Green Bag continues to supply the schools and our partner agencies. Since the beginning of the year, we collected over 7,000 pounds. Our Rotary Club, generous donations total 2,323 pounds. Turkey. I had a question about turkey. Of course, it's almost Thanksgiving. Please contact, if you purchase a turkey or bring it directly to the food bank with a receipt, we can accept it. So you have to bring it right away to the food bank with a receipt. Please contact me directly if you're going to bring one to the warehouse. Best day for me is Wednesday or Thursday. Okay, first, yes. So, maybe, yes, yeah. Okay.
Oh, the purpose is you can get a free turkey, a lot of these places, if you spend so much money, and if you're really not gonna cook a turkey, take the turkey anyway, you drive it out there and we'll give that turkey to somebody who will eat it.
They have the facilities to freeze. Just make sure. Please.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's a local musician named Mike Bronze, and he has put together a kind of western swing band, if you will, of local musicians. And so I'd like to make a plug for him and also for the Wild River Group right here. So on November 21 and 22, it's a Friday and Saturday. They're hosting a dinner. You can buy tickets here, and then a night of live music, good musicians. I know some of these people, they're excellent musicians, and dancing. It should be a lot of fun. So he's calling it the Honky Tonk Hits Dinner Show, November 21 and November 22 at 6 p.m. right here. You can buy tickets from Heather or out of town. Okay, thank you.
You just stay attached to it if you like.
Sticky.
If you have the inclination to do some baking of some sort, we can sure use you. SNAP benefits, as you know, have been snapped. And so of the people that we served today, over 7 casseroles went, and almost 8. And Tommy and myself, Bruce Murray, we were all there, working. And, if you feel like you can make muffins, quesadillas, casserole, if you wanna just load us up with forks, plastic forks, salsas, we have lots of things you could supply with to help in this time. Just get a hold of me, get a hold of Bruce, get a hold of Tommy, get a hold of somebody that's, aware of, how to get that done, okay? Thank you.
I have a question for you, Kelly. If we do, because actually I plan to, who can we bring it to? Because I also have another conflict on Thursday mornings.
Okay.
So, okay, so that's what I wondered. And if there was a time frame that we need to get it
Yes.
to you by, what is the
Yes.
time frame we're talking?
We start serving this morning, we started serving at 9:15, so you wanna get it to me at 9.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, another way to give, that's what we Rotarians do. Okay, without further ado, I think we're ready for our program. And we're excited because we have been celebrating successful businesses in our community, and I know this one is an example of that, so I'll let you introduce our guests.
Okay, so I'm sure you all read the brief program description in the Navigator today and the brief bios. Jamie Cartwright and Dawn Hanley are going to share with us some information about the history of Cartwrights, their present operations, and their future plans. Jamie took the reins of the family operation in 1997, and today you see his and his wife Elvie's vision in the Grants Pass and Medford markets and in Taprock Northwest Grill. And I'm sure all of you have been in the Grants Pass store, but if you have not been in the Medford store, I really recommend that you check that out too. It's absolutely beautiful and it has even more of the delicious Cartwright's deli products. And if you're a beer fan, they have 60 taps, I think, and a great place to sit and eat and taste. So I met Jamie probably 15 to 20 years ago, back when I was working with Charter, and I made some TV commercials for him way back then. He's always been a pleasure to work with, and I've always loved their store. Some of you who I'm Facebook friends with have probably seen my Facebook post about the citrus olive oil cake they make there, because it makes a great hostess gift, I'm telling you, it's so beautiful and tasty. Don came from Tucson, Arizona back in 1999, and he worked for the Newman Hotel Group for 19 years and then joined the Cartwright's team. He's now the vice president of the company, and Don and I have worked together over the past year on their advertising. He's a very sweet man and also an absolute pleasure to work with. Just this week, Cartwright's finished a 13-week promotion on KOBI. They gave away 13 gift cards, each one worth $250. That's $3,250 worth of free groceries that the winners could get in either the Grants Pass or the Medford Market. It was an incredibly generous thing to do, especially during these times right now when there's a lot of families who really could use those extra groceries. So these two are running some really great businesses. They're caring community members and they're really lovely people. So please join me in welcoming Jamie Cartwright and Dawn Hanley.
Well, good afternoon. It's great to be with you today. As stated by Jamie, I'm Don Anway. I've been with Cartwrights. I joined about 16 months ago, and it has been a true pleasure working with Jamie and Elby and creating and supporting their vision. One of the things that I've enjoyed in my career is working for family-owned businesses and, learning their passion, learning what they are truly engaged in the community, but also, where do they want to take their companies? It's just fun to work with people that, are local and want to be involved in the community, but also want to grow. And so as we talk about what we're currently doing, and then where we're gonna hopefully grow in the next couple of years. So if you want to go ahead and actually, you're gonna want to pull up the other one. That's the video. Oh.
This is the slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just the second slide.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hey, I'm sure all of you that have been in Grants Pass area knows that Cartwright's is a three-generation family-owned business. And when I started, Jane and I were talking about, the story of Cartwright's, and I'm like, this needs to be told. And so we partnered with Nick Alexander Films, and he came in and spent some time with Jamie and I and created a short video. So we're going to start by watching the video that showcased the history of Cartwright.
And the way you get all this graduation with full screen.
The story of Cartwright's market is one of passion, dedication, and a commitment to quality. It all began with Orland Cartwright, a Navy cook and butcher during World War II. His love for the craft led him to open butcher shops in the 1950s, passing down his expertise through generations. In 1962, Orland and his son Jim opened a meat processing facility in Central Point, later expanding to Grants Pass. It was here that Cartwright's signature hams and deli meats were born, gaining a reputation for excellence in local restaurants. By 1997, a new generation took the reins. Jamie Cartwright grew up learning from his father and grandfather, eventually leading the business into a new era. In 2008, he designed and opened a brand new Cartwright's Market, transforming the old slaughterhouse into a specialty market with a focus on premium meats, fresh seafood, organic produce, and artisanal goods. With growing demand, Jamie and his wife Elfie opened a second market in Bedford in 2017. This expansion allowed them to introduce a production kitchen, creating chef-inspired salads, entrees, and an in-house bakery offering fresh, handmade desserts. At Cartwright's, quality is at the heart of everything we do. From our hand-cut meats and house-made deli sandwiches to our locally sourced produce, every product reflects our dedication to excellence. But our mission extends beyond food. We're proud to support local farmers, artisans, and businesses, strengthening the Southern Oregon community we call home. Cartwright's Market, where history, quality, and community come together. Experience the Cartwright's difference today.
So the part that I just love is the passion, the dedication, the commitment to quality, the reputation for excellence, and their support to the community in Southern Oregon. That's why I joined the Cartwright's team, and that's what's important for the message that we share in the community. The deep roots of Cartwright's were created focusing on the quality of meats being at the heart of everything they did. Orland, Jim, and Jamie focused on the highest quality of product and service over the last 60+ years. And so the first slide is the backbone of our business. 30 to 40% of our revenues are meat. The sales of the meat counter, the specialty meats that we have. And of course, we source the highest quality meats that we can. Through our beef mainly comes from the Northwest, which is Double R Ranch, and Mary's Organic Chicken, Draper Valley Farms, and the Pacific Seafood are our main vendors for our meats. As you know, one of the highlights of the Grants Pass store is the sausage kitchen that allows our team there to create homemade sausages that include German sausages, dinner franks, old-fashioned frankfurters, or what we refer to as yummies, Polish dogs, pepper jack dogs, smoky cheddar dogs, Jim sausages, and hot sausages. And so all of those are created from scratch in the Grants Pass market. And as you know, we're entering into the holiday season, and we specifically for the holidays smoke our turkeys and our spiral glazed hams in our Grants Pass store. So I encourage you to go online when you're planning your holidays. You can purchase your meats, or actually order your meats. You can't purchase online because we don't know how much it's going to weigh. So you can reserve your meats and then go to one of your stores to pick it up. Travis, I just wanted to talk about because one of the other signature things I think Cartwright's offered is seniority of their employees. Travis has been with Cartwright's for 30 years. And so he worked with multiple generations and has done an amazing job managing the sausage kitchen. And it's amazing what him and his team does each week, each day, as they focus on producing the specialty items we have. Another part of the meat counter, which the picture at the top left is the Medford Market. It's 60+ feet long, and so it's the longest meat counter in Southern Oregon. And part of that is the specialty meats. And so not only do you can you buy meat that you can season and prepare, but we also can do that for you. And so we have, your favorites like chicken cordon bleu or carne asada or seasoned hamburger patties. And that's available at both stores, but the Medford store does have a larger selection. We'll go ahead and go to the next one. Another important part of Cartwright's is the deli. And the signature of the deli is both the meat and the salads. The Cartwright's deli meats are also made fresh from the Grants Pass store. So the roast beef, the ham, the pastrami, and the bologna are made fresh by Travis and his team in Grants Pass, and then that's transferred between both stores. Along with that, the deli salads are all made from scratch. None of them come prepackaged. They're all made in the kitchen at both of our stores. And another important offering that we have that people enjoy and look forward to is our Saturday barbecues. So every Saturday at both stores, there's the barbecue of meats, and you can purchase barbecue sandwiches or meat by the pound, and along with the delicious sides like the baked beans and the potato salad and macaroni salad that people love. Go ahead and go to the next slide. Our organic produce is something that we've become known for. It's not all of our produce is organic, but we try to do as much as possible. And with that, our produce managers focus on building the relationships with the local farms and bring in as much local produce as they can during the times that it's available for them. Go ahead and go to the next slide. As specialty groceries, our grocery store is known for our specialty foods that showcase local and seasonal Oregon ingredients. We are constantly looking for local artisans that we can partner with and offer their products in our markets. We also feature several organic product lines to meet the needs of our customers. Our markets also feature fresh baked goods that are created at our own bakery, and also we feature several other local bakeries. Our bakery operates like a neighborhood bake shop where everything is made from scratch every day, using quality ingredients and local products where possible. This is a bakery built on butter, and that makes all the difference. Our featured baking products include cheesecakes, pies, cookies, cinnamon rolls, cakes, and cupcakes, including our most popular citrus olive cake that Janie already talked about. We also have several holiday selections available coming up for the holidays, so I encourage you to shop our website and see if one of those needs can be fulfilled. Moving on to beer and wine. We believe a great beverage is just as important as great food. Both of our markets offer an extensive collection of beer and wine, including our growler bars. Whether you're in the mood for a crisp local cider, a bold regional red, or something new on draft, we have it for you. So the next slide is a video, if you want to click on that.
Cartwright Smart Fit. It's more than just groceries.
It's a fun little, it's a fun little video showcasing the Medford market, but for you that live in Grants Pass, we know you go to Medford, so, you know, it's a great place if you want to go for lunch or meet your friends there. Another aspect, moving on to the next, is catering by Cartwrights. From our party platters and delicious barbecue to breakfast pastries and delicious desserts, catering by Cartwrights is sure to satisfy the guests at your party, family gatherings, or business luncheon. Visit our website to view our catering menu and see how we can help you with your next event. Our production team that produces our catering also produces our grab-and-go items that are chef-inspired meals in our grab-and-go section of both markets. These include deli fresh sandwiches, salads, pot pies, quiches, and much more. The entrees are lasagna, pot roast, enchiladas, and meatloaf, and many pasta choices. It's a great opportunity if you need some fresh food and you don't feel like cooking. And what did you say?
When you go camping.
When you go camping, with a motorhome, yeah. Yeah, the entrees are made from scratch from our production kitchen in Medford and then transferred to both, well, they're sold in Medford and transferred to the Grants Pass location. Another video is the next one. This is the Grants Pass store, as you guys know.
Cartwright Smart Fit. It's more than just groceries. Visit us today.
So, I know you're very familiar with the market, but one of the things that I loved about that video is it helps us showcase how Cartwrights becomes a part of our memories as families, as individuals, as community, because Cartwrights totally is involved and supports many different organizations in the community. And we're there to help you create the memory for your family, your business, whatever it may be. we will listen and help you accomplish what your goal is, as, a business. So as you guys are aware, a year ago, the Cartwrights family decided to purchase Taprock Northwest Grill and have them join the family of Cartwrights. And so Jamie said when we brought Taprock into the Cartwrights family, we wanted to honor its iconic setting on the Rogue River while elevating it with the same standard our family has upheld for decades. Our goal has always been to celebrate Southern Oregon, its farms, fisheries, and community through every meal we serve, keeping it affordable for the whole community. And so that's our goal with Taprock, is to continue to improve it, continue to celebrate the community, its location, and be able to be that restaurant that people say, oh, let's go to Taprock and have an amazing meal. So within the first year of having Taprock, the Cartwright team revamped the menu, installed new kitchen equipment, created a new website, and replaced the point of sale system and accounting software. These investments were critical in creating a successful restaurant. In the next year, we will continue to layer in the Cartwright standards to the experience of the restaurant. We look forward to more exciting changes starting in the spring of 2026. So you have something to look forward to. The changes are already in the works. In the meantime, come and enjoy one of our most popular menu items at Cartwright's. Our beer battered fish and chips, our signature Cartwright's rib dip, the mahi mahi tacos, or one of our fresh salads like the Cartwright's Cobb salad. These are all top sellers at Taprock. So please think about us in the future as you are looking for that dining option. So Cartwright's in the future, what does that mean? I just shared with you, we will continue to improve the Taprock experience and possibly, you're hearing it first, a change in the name to come next year as we focus on Cartwrights and the history of Cartwrights. We will be doing some renovations to the Grants Pass Market with refrigeration cases and new product lines. We recently joined Northwest Grocers Association, which is 140 privately owned grocery stores and markets in the Northwest. This will allow us to capitalize on lower prices and rebates, but also provide us with new distributors and products for our market. We installed a new point of sale in our markets earlier this year. Going into 2026, we will be implementing new procedures to the operations of our markets to help us be more profitable utilizing the software. This will also include us to look at opportunities to introduce programs like the Cartwright's loyalty program. We will continue to tell the Cartwright story and educate the Rogue Valley and why Cartwright's through social media, digital marketing, and advertising in Southern Oregon is such an important part. We will continue to be involved in the communities we reside, supporting opportunities to help and serve in our communities. As we improve the operations and success of Cartwright's, we will be also looking for opportunities to grow our family of business in the next couple of years. So with that, I'm gonna have Jamie come up and join me and give you the opportunity to ask questions.
That's gonna be hard to follow. No, first of all, I just want to thank everybody here and the extension, everybody in the community, because none of this would be possible without all the support over all the years. It's truly been a pleasure creating what we've created along with all of you. I want to thank all of the employees that have been with us over the years, because without them, none of that would have been possible. And I want to give an extra thanks to Don coming in to the operation. Has brought a tremendous amount of knowledge and just inspiration to help get us to the next level. So thank you for all of that. I think Don laid out pretty well kind of what we do, what our vision is, what we're where we're trying to go. But I'm kind of here to just answer anybody's questions. But we'll just kind of go around the room if you want to raise your.
Hi, Jamie.
I remember a very young Jamie about 30 years ago, who was a member of our club for a while. And I remember you sharing a dream that you wanted to build your business, and I want to say you did it. Congratulations.
I'd forgotten that I'd heard you were a member of this club going back to the.
First, thanks for taking over Taprock. Appreciate that.
And I think to that, I think that Don,
Could you get closer to the mic?
yeah, I think, Don alluded to it, when we took over Taprock, we kind of had a different vision for where it had been going. To get to the next level, it takes, a lot of investment in equipment and it takes a lot of investment in people. You can't just say, oh, hey, we're gonna do something. It takes a lot of time. We put a lot of investment into the equipment, the point of sale systems. We've been tremendous amount of investment into the staff, and we're finally able to get to the next level. And I think that you'll be happy with those changes. We're gonna be introducing a lot more things of what you would recognize with Cartwrights, being able to do more of the steaks and barbecue and so forth, and trying to do it in a fun and exciting environment. So that's kind of where we're going there. I'll let you go ahead and finish what you're gonna say.
Good, thank you, and I'm glad to hear the staff then, because I felt like that was one of the big issues with the previous management was lack of investing in their staff people, and then constant turnover, so that's nice to hear. And then secondly, you said you're gonna be doing some expansion of the Grants Pass store, new product lines. Will that include some bulk products? Because that's one of the reasons I tend to go to Winco or some of the other stores, so I can buy a few things in bulk that I use.
As you know, Grants Pass store is very limited in our space, so trying to do some of those things are, it's stuff we've looked at before, and I think as we bring on some of our newer suppliers, maybe be able to do maybe a smaller, it won't be a huge section, but I think that's something that we will definitely look at doing as we're able to do that.
Thank you for your presentation. Hi, Jamie. Hi, Don. First of all, thank you for your 2020 Thanksgiving meal offers. Were it not for your very carefully packaged and lovingly prepared Thanksgiving meals, I would have never gotten around that crazy year to Thanksgiving meal for my family. So thank you. As you approach the Grants Pass renovation, it might take some choreography to remain open through things that you're going to be doing. Are you planning on staying open throughout, or are you anticipating like certain windows of closures?
I don't think we'll have any closures. I mean, there might be, we'd have to evaluate as we go, but I mean, the worst case scenario would be like, we might be closed one day. Or we might have like kind of like a section of the store might be kind of like blocked off. But I mean, I think this is a change that you're gonna see going more into the middle of next year into 26. We're not gonna be closing the store for 3 months, and that's not gonna happen. It's gonna be over time. It's hard to believe the Grants Pass store has almost been open for 20 years. It's time to, invest in.
I've probably asked this before, but I'll just keep asking until it happens. So once you get caught up, how long until we get a store in the north end of town?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really have. I think you and I can have some discussions as we do the financials to see if that's viable. No, I think that, I would like to be able to see our brand grow in the future. I don't know. I think, a lot of that has been, bringing Don in to help have a little bit higher level of just some teamwork to go along with being able to do that. So as we go forward in the next year or so, I think we'll be able to see where that vision kind of pans out and what would be available and what that would look like.
It's looking for the perfect opportunity,
Yeah.
so it has to make sense.
Yeah.
It's all about opportunities, and I wanna thank you that we went local, because I think a lot of us in Taprock, we knew it was for sale. It was kind of a scary thing to think that, it would not become loyal, and I've heard nothing but good things about the food myself. I've experienced it, so it's been wonderful. So one thing I don't know, and I would like to, is you talk about going online and ordering things. What is your email? Where do we go? How specifically do we find it? So, especially with the holiday coming up, I think that.
You just go under cartwrightsmarket.com, and there you've got our website. You can go into the Grants Pass store, the Medford store, and you're looking to do holiday orders, there's an icon there like for holiday orders, and it'll walk you through that.
Perfect, smart.
I have a question for you guys. When I shop in Cartwright, I've seen the same employees there for like a million years. And when you talk to them, they all seem like they love their jobs more than anybody. What's your secret to being the kind of managers or business owners that people love to work for?
I think it's just involving them in the decisions that we make, and trying to not have that super high culture, corporate culture where it's a little bit more friendly. You kind of have a tendency to care about, their situations a little bit and work with them. And I think that goes a long ways.
I'm gonna add. It has a lot to do with his example, like he isn't afraid to work. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I mean, I've worked with a lot of different owners and managers, and there's a lot that don't wanna work. And I'll give the example, in September, we catered the Medford Chamber of Commerce dinner, 550 people. Jamie and Elfie were both there till 9 PM at night. I mean, whatever we do as a team, they're there to support us and help us be successful.
Thank you, Dawn and Jamie. That was a great presentation. And I'm sure they'll be staying up there for a few minutes if anybody has some questions.
Well, and just a reminder, I didn't,
Yeah, please tell us what you brought for us.
so we're from the market, we have food, so we have the spiral glazed ham that's available for the holidays, so. That's a perfect, sampling there, along with our goosh, that's, been a signature of Cartwright's for years. That has cream cheese, cheddar cheese, and green onion spices, to go on our freshly baked Italian bread. And then there's the pepper sticks and the cheddar pepper sticks that Cartwrights have been known for, so enjoy.
It's so much wonderful, and like I said, the importance of local. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, yeah, a couple of things before I go further. I am going to say, I forgot two things when I was going through the community, and I just want to talk before I turn it over to our Sergeant of Arms Judy. First of all, John wanted to get up and say something about the steering committee, the project steering committee, didn't you say you wanted to talk a little bit about that? John, so this is your moment. And also on your tables, I put the non-Rotary vocational, we've gotten a couple of applications. I'd love to get more because that's one of the things we're really trying to do is honor community members and non-Rotarians, what they do in our community and how they do community service, and they're excellent at their jobs. So to take one of those, I send that to you also online. So I'm hoping to get several more. So keep it in your mind through November. We are looking for non-Rotarian people who live by the 4-way test. So come on, Tom.
Thank you. I have to follow Cartwright. Oh my God. First of all, I'd say, Deborah and Dawn, I'm done with my 19 years as a salty this December. So, I would like to say that I raised my hand when the 4 presidents got together and said, we'll start a committee. You know how we had the duck program and we're all together? Well, we're now looking for another option to doing the same. And I'm just gonna give you something about 4 of them just right at the top of my head. One of them is the library. And then the second would be the Grant Pass Community Center, which they should have built in 1995. And of course, the food bank needs our help. And the homeless, the new location, which the city has decided to work with them. If you have any idea or you like any one of the 4, please let me know so we know we're going in the right direction. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Once a month and every 2 weeks is another committee, 2 different committees.
2 committees, so every month for one of the committees, and then the other committee is meeting twice a month.
Trying to find the fundraising side of it.
Yeah, there's 2 sides. And what are we going to, the money for? part,
Yes.
right? And I'm assuming it'll be kind of a grant thing, that's whatever, and then what are we going to do to raise that money? And I mentioned last time that one of the ideas was some sort of Christmas lighting activity. Have there been other ideas thrown out? So.
And Roseburg is that one of the things we're looking into right now? Yes.
Okay, great. So anyway, the committee still is continuing to meet. I know Greg Fishwick, who is online, is a representative of ours, as is Josh Baylock. I'm hoping I have to harass him to get there, but that's what we've got moving forward, and I think it's a great thing we need to do as a community. All of the Rotary clubs come together to do that. So come on up, Judy.
Hi, everyone. I've been gone for a couple weeks. I know you all missed me, right? I didn't even notice. I've been on a couple of trips and I spent a lot of time hanging out in airports. And I have some observations on that. And, but I also just want to say thank you to Cartwrights and thank you, Janie, for organizing this program, for Dawn and Jamie. These are my favorite programs, anything about local business. Much more interesting to me than virtually anything else. And I'm thrilled that you're here. And I thought the presentation was very interesting. And if neither of you are available to join our club, would you please send someone else? Maybe someone from the bakery. Okay, so today we're about just my observations about the airport, and then we have two subjects. We can share about anything, but two subjects. Your favorite thing about Cartwrights, or anything you want to say about a trip or travel. And so complaining about anything about on a trip is kind of a first world thing to do. So I want to acknowledge that I even get to take trips and so forth. But hanging out in the airport. So like 15 years ago, I started complaining that people were wearing their pajamas on the flights. And now I miss those days. Because now I was in Atlanta, Savannah, Charleston, very warm places. And let me just announce there should be legislation. No one over the age of 18 months should be allowed to wear short shorts at the airport. This is ditto muscle shirts. If you're over 18 months old. Flip flops, absolutely not. This is a lawsuit waiting to happen. You should not be allowed to sue if you get hurt while you're wearing flip flops anywhere in the airport or on the airplane. You know that, right? And then you know that phenomenon of the guy, it's usually guys, sorry guys, sitting in a crowd waiting to get on the flight and he's having a business conversation on his cell phone. Oh my God, it's all I can do to keep from going and poking him in the eyes and saying, stop that. The people around you are being bothered. Anyway, okay. Your carry-on should not include your biggest favorite pillow from your bed, no matter how comfortable. Emotional support animals should be smaller than a rhinoceros. And the airline should be required to provide at least an edible peanut butter sandwich for less than $20. Maybe there's some catering business for you guys in that. And I have another 100 complaints, but we're not going to go there. But I know Baylor immediately told me he wanted to share something about his favorite thing about Cartwright. You remember this?
Yes.
All right then.
Well, yeah, Judy was doing like pre-work for Sergeant at Arms, which is brilliant, so nobody's sitting here going, I don't know. But no, for me, it's definitely the barbecue. We've been doing that since our kids were little. And it was very convenient that Saturday was when Little League games are, so we would just immediately go from like Harrison or Morrison just straight over to the barbecue and then straight to nap time. So.
Thank you so much. And so we're doing happy bucks too. So leave your happy bucks on the table for the privilege of sharing your favorite thing about Cartwrights. Jim Huber has the travel story. Jim? Oh, we're doing them in order here. Sorry. Sorry, guys. But I'm getting to Jenny and Deb, I promise.
Judy asked, so I couldn't resist. So a couple years ago, I'll try to be quick. A couple years ago, my wife, Allison, and Lily and I wanted to do something special for Christmas. So we decided we're gonna go to England and Scotland. And we ended up in Glasgow on New Year's Eve, or Christmas Eve. And I wanted to go to a service and I wanted to hear Christmas carols. So we found the St. Mary's Scottish Episcopal Church. And we went there. Anyway, on the way there, the streets were very dark. And there's an enormous pothole that I fell in. And I braced myself with my hand and my knee, but my hand was bleeding profusely, as was my knee. And my wife and daughter said, "Oh, let's go back to the hotel." And I said, "Are you kidding? We're going back now." So I wrapped up my hand with a handkerchief, and it turned red, and my knee was all red. We finally make it to the church, and I want to sit in the back, I look like I'm in the studs or something. And my wife says, "No, we gotta sit up front." And there were like two pews at the front that were completely open. It was like, it's reserved for royalty, but they weren't. And so I tried to hide my wounds and it was a wonderful service, and they sang, it was a choir of 18 people, and they sang hymns in French, German, Latin, and English. I mean, it was extraordinary. Anyway, but the miracle of Christmas is when my knee healed, there was a huge scab that looked like a map of the United Kingdom. And now it's true, Scotland was totally in the wrong direction. It was a map of the United Kingdom and Scotland. And eventually the scab fell off, but there was a scar that looked exactly like it. And even that eventually healed. So the miracle of Christmas was that, well, the scab healed, there's no scar, and it was a wonderful memory of an evening on Christmas Eve in Glasgow, Scotland.
We're going to Lisa Looney next, and Jim, where are you wearing flip flops? Then you can sue them. Anyway, yes, Lisa Looney, your story.
Well, I don't have a story, but we went to Reno for our anniversary and my birthday. And we came back with lots more money than we took. That was great.
Yeah. Oh, I heard that. We're expecting a big happy month out of you.
And as far as Cartwrights, we love the dinner breaks. My husband goes there on Tuesdays, especially because that's hamburger sale day. So it's wonderful. We've been here for 50 years, and Cartwrights has been here for their time, and it's been wonderful. And I remember when it was in the end of the store that's the gym now. And so it's wonderful to have that kind of business and that kind of family in our community.
Thank you, Lisa. Stand by me. Stand by me. She's back there. She tried to jump in, but we wouldn't let her.
Actually, Jenny was before me. My story is both about travel and about Cartwrights. We just came back from London, beginning of September, and we had traveled through Cornwall to find Fritz's relatives, ancestors, whatnot, and to sample on the local fairs. We love the pasties are the same as they are in the Upper Peninsula, which is awesome. And I fell in love with something called clotted cream on biscuits and jam. Jam first. They even sell puzzles that say jam first. And how am I gonna do this? I can't stop eating clotted cream. I got hooked on it. So everybody's trying to figure out how to send me clotted cream, and so I can get it from my brother-in-law. Fritz goes on Amazon, and they're sending, $15, $20. I called Cartwrights and said, "Do you guys by any chance carry clotted cream?" "Oh, yeah. Oh, $8.50. It's a deal." So Cartwrights not only have the best fish, best meats, and even some really interesting tasting sausage. Awesome. You have clotted cream. You're here.
Jenny Jackson is next, but I'm gonna tell you, she has on flip flops. And I'm expecting an extra $10 if you get that. Carry on.
I actually went to middle school with Jamie, and you were always Jamie Cartwright, and it took me years to put together Cartwrights and Jamie Cartwright. I think we were adults at that point. But I remember the original store where it's at now, and then you move next door, and then you go and you move back. And one of my great memories of Cartwrights is when I first started, we've got a lot of retired RCC people here. And when I first started working at RCC, we had Cartwrights catered the hugest, most amazing meal at Tom Pierce Park. And this is so many years ago, I'd say probably at least 25. And the baked beans and the food has always been amazing. And one of the things that I think is really important to say is in high school was a bit of a hard time for me. And I remember, Jamie, you were always a nice guy. And that, that's not true of most of the guys. So thank you for continuing to be great for our community. And since it is Happy Bucks, on another note, another one of my classmates, my closest best friend in the world, Christina Arnaudo, turns 50 years old today. So wishing her a happy birthday. And I wish I was rich enough to throw down $50, but I'm kind of poor right now. Money-related issues,
Our next person is Dawn. Where are you, Dawn? But meanwhile, while you're walking over there, I'm going to make a comment about. What am I going to make a comment about? There's something about Cartwright, so come back to me. I'm turning 70 this month. I know you're all worried about what to get me. And so I'll have a list published soon. Carry on, Dawn.
All right, who can top all these great stories? I was going to say Cartwright's is special to me, such a niche store. If you're a carnivore, you've got the best meat possible, right? If you're really a vegetarian, awesome, awesome produce. I love that. If you like your beer and you like to drink,
Yes.
got that taken care of. The wine is wonderful. If you get hungry while you're shopping, you just go to the deli and have something to eat. It's a wonderful store and I can hardly wait till we have the loyalty program because I probably go there twice a week.
Yeah, great. Okay, thank you. We'll see if we have time for anyone else. And I remembered what I was going to say, which was that caring about your employees is just huge. And, when I used to work in development and fundraising and so forth, I could call on Costco or one of these places and I could sit for an hour and get a $20 gift certificate. And it's just not right. We need to really patronize our local businesses who are there and who know when somebody in their staff is having a baby or grandma's sick or whatever, and you work around that. That's so important. It's wonderful. Thank you for doing that. And Deb is next.
Hi, I don't go to Cartwright's as much as I probably should because it's across the big water. But it is a big water for us. I have a brother-in-law that when he comes here, he lives in Arizona, but when he comes here, he says, we gotta go get the French bread or the sourdough bread at Cartwright's and we have to get it on a certain day because they run out so quickly. I don't know where it comes from, but apparently it's some good stuff.
Anybody else? We have time for one more. Tommy's up.
So, Cartwright also carries creme fraiche, which is good with caviar, and they got that in for me also. We had a cocktail party due to a book club, and some of the things that were important.
Did you hear that? The cocktail party book club. I would like to join.
And the other thing is, did you all used to, I used to be a carnivore, but did you all cut meat like 40 years ago? Your family out in Murphy or somewhere like that? Well, somewhere that south of town, maybe? No, not store, just you.
All right,
you
we'll
took
finish
the
this.
animal to you.
We'll finish this offline, Tommy. Thanks, everyone. Valerie, you all set? Thanks, Jamie.
Card. Card. Oh, not you? Okay.
Well, let's come out here and I'll. Okay, lucky, lucky. You pull Joe's for doing. Okay, this is good. Yeah, the Queen of Diamonds. So if you have a Queen of Diamonds, everybody first always stuff. She's right the winner. So that's great. So all right. Thank you so much for coming. I've got some all sorts of great ideas, but I am getting old and I'm getting very tired of cooking at Thanksgiving. And I'm to the point where it's just like it's time to go online and choose my food and enjoy my company. So my daughter is definitely pushing me to do that. So I will be checking out Cartwright's soon for that. So thank you so much for being here. It's been wonderful. One thing I did want to mention is that Tuesday is coming up, which is Veterans Day. So if you know a veteran or you know somebody out there, get out there and thank them. for the service that they provided for us, because that's what the day is all about, and that will be before next Thursday. So get out, thank a veteran, do something nice for them. And with that, I will give you the thought for the day, which is kind of short and sweet today. Thought for the day. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. And before. Here we go. Have a great week.